Hey everyone, it's Amelia here from Higher Standards Caregiver Training. I am here with you today for your regular weekly 10-minute 2-tip Tuesday. Hopefully the most powerful, impactful 10 minutes of education that you're going to get for free all week. I am pre-recording today because I have a live caregiver training this afternoon during the regular 3 p.m. Central Standard Time slot, but I still wanted to get some good tips out for you this week. So I'm pre-recording it so that I can still make it available to you. That said, as always, this information is for educational purposes only. If anything that I say reminds you of someone who you think needs to see someone for a medical intervention or other intervention, then definitely make sure that you are reaching out to the appropriate licensed healthcare provider, as this is for educational purposes only. Okay. So, first tip today, as always, is for caregivers. And this is a really important one if you are caring for someone with dementia. I use an acronym called DEFT to help teach caregivers practical care strategies for helping to care for someone with dementia. And I'm going to focus on one of the F's. I know that DEFT is tradition. It's only spelled with one F, but my DEFT has 2 F's in it. So I'm going to focus on one of the F's today because it's really, really important and really powerful in helping to care for someone with dementia and make that process easier and safer and much more pleasant, really and truly, for everyone involved. And that F is for familiar. Okay. When we are caring for someone who has dementia, we want to do our best to keep things as familiar as possible. Now, that can mean familiar in a lot of different ways. I want you to take that term and apply it to just about everything that you can think of in caring for someone with dementia. So when we think about the environment that someone is in, folks, well, first of all, we all function better in environments that are familiar, right? I think anyone who's ever like gone on vacation and stayed in like a vacation rental and you can't find anything in the kitchen, like your meal's probably not going to be as good as you would make it at home, right? We all function better in familiar environments. This is certainly true of folks who have dementia. And this becomes much, much more important as they continue to advance through the different stages of dementia, because as we if we keep things familiar for them, it's going to be easier for them to do things as they automatically would in their normal day-to-day lives. So I'll give you a specific example of when like keeping the environment familiar can be really helpful. So for example, let's say you're caring for someone who has dementia and they are used to, they've always slept for the last 50 years. They sleep on the right side of the bed. They get up on the right side of the bed. Their nightstand is on the, as soon as they sit up, their nightstand is on the left side of the bed. So they're used to the room being arranged in a certain kind of way, and they're used to moving through that environment in a certain kind of way. Now, let's say that person needs to move to memory care, or they have to even go to a different location in the house. Maybe it's not safe for them to go up and down stairs anymore. So they're still living at home, but their bedroom has to be moved down to the first floor, or for whatever reason, the place where their bed and everything has changed. We still want to keep that environment set up and arranged in as familiar as a way as possible, because we might not necessarily think about it, but if you have gotten up on the right side of the bed and set up in a certain way to a certain direction and reach to your nightstand to get your glass of water, which is on the left, every day for 50 years, and then suddenly something about that changes, well, that is going to really expose a lot more challenges and create a lot more unnecessary challenges for that person who has dementia, versus if we can keep that environment as close to the same as possible. Now, of course, we want to make sure that the environment is safe. That always has to come first. Safety is the number one thing that we prioritize regardless of the situation. But as long as we can keep things safe and familiar as much as possible, that is really, really going to help the person with dementia to be more independent, to need less physical assistance, to need less cognitive assistance even, and make the job of whoever is helping to care for that person a lot easier. Now, that's just one example of how this concept of keeping things familiar can be really helpful. Again, it's something that you could apply across the transfers that you're doing, making sure transfers are being done consistently, the same way all the time, and really, truly anything that person who has dementia is doing. So it's a super powerful and important concept. Sometimes it seems really simple. Sometimes it's a little harder to do than it is to say. However, when we're intentional about it, when we take the time to kind of dig deeper, find out what really is familiar, what's natural and normal for a person, and we try as much as we can to integrate that into regular day-to-day care, it can make a huge difference for everyone involved. Okay, so that's the first tip for caregivers for today. On to the second tip of today's 10-minute 2-tip Tuesday. And as always, it is for caregiving organizations. Now, almost always my tips for caregiving organizations are in some way linked to this idea of investing in the most important asset that you have in your business, which is your people. Now, that could be investing in your caregivers and their training. It could be investing in yourself as a leader, in getting education, in continuing to grow and learn. This tip is definitely along those same lines, but it's a little different, and it might seem a little bit silly, okay? But I urge you to take it seriously, even though it is, a lighthearted tip. But it is super, super important, and it can really be something that can change your week, your day, maybe even your month around. Okay, so I'll stop beating around the bush. So my tip is, don't laugh at me. My tip is have a song. Because business is hard. Running a caregiving organization is very hard. It's very challenging. The stakes are high. You have a lot of moving parts. And it can be something that's really stressful to do. So you need to have some way that you can give yourself a quick pick-me-up, a quick recharge, a quick, okay, I'm going to get this right. We can do this. We can do this together. Here we go. And I mean, this is very personal for me, but there's like nothing better than just having a song that you can turn on and listen to, and it's going to get your mind in the right place to be motivated to do the things that you need to do, that you want to do for the people that you're caring for your caregivers, your other staff, whoever it is that needs whatever piece of you that is, or that needs that energy, so that you can give it in the way that you truly want to give it, 100%, giving it your all. And that's so hard to do some days because it can be really tough. But having that song that you can put it on, play it in your office, play it in your car, put it in your Bluetooth, whatever it is, that will be your immediate pick-me-up, that is priceless. So priceless. Okay. Again, I know that kind of seems like that's a silly tip, but honestly, whatever helps to keep you motivated and moving in the right direction is helpful and important to do when you are a leader in any kind of organization, certainly a caregiving organization. So I hope that if you don't have that song already, that you think about it, find what works for you. And if you do have that song already, use it all the time until it wears out, and then find another song. Okay. All right, y'all. That is it for me today for 10-minute 2-tip Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions or concerns, discuss training topics, etc. with anyone. Go ahead and message me through LinkedIn. You can reach out, ask for my email. We can always get in a direct chat together so that you can get what you need. Oh my gosh, I totally almost forgot. Super, super important announcement. Okay, so this Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, Lori Miller and I, the great Lori Miller of Apple Care and Companion, and I are going to be doing a live Q&A about our joint project that we are working on together called the Purpose Project. And the Purpose Project is really a passion project for Lori Miller and I. We got together to really find a way to help bring meaningful occupation and purpose to people's lives through the role of companion caregiving, and also to connect those folks who are looking for purpose in their lives with people who really, really need care, which I think everyone knows is kind of a problem right now in the caregiving industry. So if that's something that's interesting to you, and you want to join us and ask some questions about it, kind of get an idea of what the Purpose Project is and how you can maybe get involved, then definitely join us at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time this upcoming Friday. I will put a link to register for that live Q&A in the post that goes along with this video. So you just click and put in your info and register for that event. And then Lori and I will see you and hopefully have a great discussion on Friday, getting all of your questions asked and answered. Okay, that is really and truly actually it for me today for this 10-minute 2-tip Tuesday. Next week, I will be back live at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, as always, for your next 10-minute 2-tip Tuesday. And until then, y'all, make sure you take care. Bye.